defeating everyone with a sneeze. Kai was sitting calmly thinking about sunshine or any other worlds. The sun goddess he still remembered, the warm feeling he had when he embraced her for the first time. It was as though he was literally having with a son, but suddenly someone shook him and broke him out of his daze. Kai opened his eyes and saw three people staring at him. One of them was Kiana, as for the other two, Kai didn't know them, and he didn't care about it, as long as he was able to join the sect. One of them was a woman with a waist-length blue hair. Her eyes were ice blue, and you will probably freeze to death if she glared at you. The other person was a bulky man with a light brown hair and dark eyes. Both of them were looking at him with interested expressions, whereas Keanu was silently watching them from the background. Kai used his spiritual sense on them as he wanted to check their power levels. The man was at the fourth stage of the Hell Spirit realm, and the woman was at the sixth stage of the same realm. Kai found traces of yin and yang, ki, on their bodies, which marked them as dual cultivators, though dual cultivations usually advance faster, their cultivation, but these guys were only at average level. Based on its purity and energy, a dual cultivation could increase his or her cultivation rapidly. However, normal people only absorb about 20 to 30% of the energy present in the yin and yang ki. Even in upper realms, only 5 cultivars were able to absorb 100%. One of them was, of course, Kai. He don't become the Harem Overlord with just 20% energy consumption. Anyways, Kai raised an eyebrow at Kiana. They know who we are? The man asked. He puffed out his chest, thinking that Kai would fall on his knees and started worshipping him. But that didn't happen. I don't sense you didn't introduce yourself, Kai answered. This was the most logical answer to this question, and Kai chose to use it. The man was baffled. Normally, most people are afraid of him when they saw his bulky figure. But here, a 90-year-old kid was looking him in the eyes. However, the real shock thing was that the kid's eyes were dangerous looking. The man could almost see them glowing, and he unconsciously took a step back. You know him, is right. My name is Yara, and his name is Yang Junjun. We are the sect master of the Blue Moon sector. The woman suddenly pushed the man back and stepped forward to introduce themselves, satisfying with Kai answers. Kai stood up and introduced himself. My name is Kai. Kiana and Sector Master started at him. That was an intro, but Kai, his name was the best introduction for him. Cuff, Kiana told us that you were at the Sky Spirit Realm. Can you please show us your cultivation? Just like Kiana had said, the Sector Master were not able to sense Kai's spiritual energy, and they were curious to see if Kai really had a sky spirit realm cultivation. He just shrugged and released his cultivation. His cultivation soared to the 5th stage of the sky spirit realm and stopped there. The sector master widened their eyes in disbelief. Kiel had been telling the truth. So Kai, why do you want to join this sector? Junjun asked. I am looking for dual cultivation to cultivate with me, Kai replied. Both sector master frowned at him. Answer. It was true that there had some dual cultivations in their sector, but they probably couldn't be compared to this kid. Now it's confirmed that he doesn't know about the sector history. Junjun asked Rhea using a spiritual message. I think he is telling the truth. Don't forget that even though his cultivation is high, he is a dual cultivator. Dual cultivators without any backgrounds aren't that strong. Is combat and usually think with their lower parts than their heads. If we can bring him to our side, it will be beneficial for us. Yang was a smart woman and Junjun agreed with her. Usually, if someone wants to become an inner core discipline, then he or she should have complicated some missions. Furthermore, they have to battle with an inner core disciple. But since nobody knows about you, I don't think anyone is going to battle you, Junjun said truthfully. I don't know that I might leave this sector if you show so much reluctantly. Kai commenced as the guys were wasting his time. And then will you go? We are only sector on the sentence that has dual cultivations. Ranks nodded and smirked. This woman, she is quite smart, and she might be right about this being the only place that had dual cultivations, but that doesn't matter to me. Kai thought with a smile. Even though dual cultivations was not frowned upon in this world, many people didn't like it because of the erotic activities one has to participate in. However, no such feeling existed in the upper realms, and he wishes that he had reincarnated in such place. Speaking of reincarnation, I don't think I reincarnated, even though I can't describe what happened to me. It certainly isn't reincarnation, Guy told as he answered his sector masters. There are plenty of places where I can get a woman to cultivate with me, and I can even buy such a thing. Don't think that I am here just 'cause I don't have any other options, he said with a quick curl of his lips. As the sector master frowns, we want you to take the entrance exam like normal. I will promote you to the core court council in a year. Ring said at last, since this was the best idea she had. And other than she thought that her plan was foolproof, says they will make Kai loyal to the sector in that year. And other than that, other people will get to know him, and he will be able to cultivate with girls without any difficulty. Unfortunately, it backfired. Many people had tried to convince Kai to join their families or sectors, but all of them had failed. One family had tried for 5,000 years before giving up. If those families were not able to convince him in that many years, these guys should just give up. That would take a long amount of time, which I don't have, honestly. If you are worried about someone questioning my presence here, I can just defeat everyone taking the entrance exam, and no one can then question me, understood? Kai asked as he started at Sector Master. His voice contained a dangerous edge. The Sector Master were a little surprised by that, but they knew that Kai might be able to do this since he had a high cultivation, and honestly, this kid was starting to frighten them. You have 2 seconds to decide, or I'm leaving, Kai added, as he knew that this would speed up their decision. We will agree to this on one condition. If you cannot defeat everyone taking the exam, you will have to swear an oath that you will stay loyal to the sector. Rang said at last. He just nodded. Just tell me when the entrance exam is over. Kai sat in a meditating pose and started cultivating. Kiana, who had been watching everything this whole time, was shocked by Kai's offer. She wanted to warn him, but knew that the sector master had already agreed to it. She didn't believe that he could do it, but who was she to tell this to him? 2 hours later, Kiana came back for the entrance exam hall and told Kai that the exam was not over, and now is. She then asked him to follow her, as both of them started walking towards the exam hall. They arrived at the exam hall a few minutes later. As Kai examined it, the exam hall was actually a huge field, the size of 2 football fields combined together. Around 5,000 people below the age of 20 were huddled together, and they stared at Kai as he entered the exam hall. The sector masters were also there. That told them that even one of them managed to stand up. After Kai's attack, all of them will be allowed to join the sector. Everyone thanked Kai for his foolishness, and known to them Kai was gonna wreck them. Kai had a skill named aura manipulation. Kai could use this 2 different ways. He could use this as a passive skill, and in which body will be able to sense his spiritual energy and cultivation. And the second way, you could use his full power while hiding his aura. In other words, if Kai releases Heaven's spirit realm cultivation, others will still see Kai's aura, the sky spirit realm. Okay, I don't want to waste any more time, Kai said, and released his aura just like he had said. Everyone saw Kai's aura at the 5th stage of the sky spirit realm. Kai moved his right hand in a circular, and everyone was alert. Suddenly, the atmosphere turned chilly. Everyone hugged themselves and looked at Kai with fear. His eyes started to glow, and he was about to launch an attack. And when he sneezed, all the people were blown away and froze in mid-air. Kai cleared his nose and stared at them. I didn't even use my skill, and this happened. Maybe I should try not to sneeze while using such a move. He shrugged and looked at the sector master, who were not frozen, since they were standing a safe distance away. The sector master looked at him and thought that he was mad. That much power in a sneeze. What would have been happen if Guy had used his skill? They dreaded to think about such a thing, as their belief that Guy's move would have blown the entire sector away.